Hey guys, it's
Johnny.
Ken, Speakeasy Podcast. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
We have some cool new stuff we've been doing. Last episode we had something new. It was pretty cool. We had that Nashville barrel.
Never heard of.
Yeah, and this one, another one, we haven't done, and this is called Down Home.
Down Home, Alabama.
This was actually a store pick. I got this from a group on Facebook. Every once in a while, they'll put something cool out there, and I say, why not? Let's give it a try. Don't ask me how much I paid because I don't remember because I've had this actually sitting here for a little bit now. Interesting, John. It's another 6-year. We just had a 6-year last episode.
Absolutely.
This one's coming in at...
magic number.
It is. This one's coming in at 122.08 proof.
That's stronger than the last one we did, right? The last one was
115. I forget. Like but yeah, it was that was a cast strength. The single barrel Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, bottled by none other than Whiskey Thief.
Which we talked a bit about on the last episode as well.
Representing here, yes. They put like a sticker on the back of this, so I can't read exactly what I was kind of trying to do a little research before we came on here. I mean, whatever. We like to give you as much facts as possible, but ultimately we want to tell you what we think about the bourbon. We're not history class here, but this one is 6.5 year. It's a high rye, and they call this on the sticker, the tater sticker here, Rondo, the thirst mutilator. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a Gatorade thing in there, and they have Owen Wilson from Luke Wilson from Old School, and Terry Crews in his basketball.
Dressed up like an American gladiator or something, or like a Harlem Globetrotter.
I know, and it says water is for toilets.
It's so strange.
I don't know exactly.
I don't know. And it says it's got electrolytes. It's so strange.
Yeah, interesting. I think we're missing something here.
Yeah.
If you know, comment, please let us know. We are not hip to this jive right
You know, it's
here.
funny. So Whiskey Thief also bottled for Good Times?
They were bottling. When we were at Whiskey Thief, we actually asked her, "Do you know what's the relationship?" And she's like, "We used to bottle for them." So
it's just so strange being at Whiskey Thief and how small of a place it is that they're bottling for other people.
I know.
Where?
I know.
Where are you doing it?
I know. But it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
They have their hand in this stuff. I did when I was looking online or whatever. I kind of just saw someone do a little write up on it. It's extreme. Finding out information on Down Home brand is extremely hard. Well, thanks. Only by combining through what little internet data there is out there and talking with all my friends, I have been able to source together some semblance of their story and who they are affiliated with. 2019, Whiskey Thief Distilling, they rolled out a brand's called Down Home. Okay. Even though Whiskey Thief Distilling has already been distilling their own whiskey for 5 years or so at that point, they saw a market for source bourbon they could sell quickly for a profit. I'm not sure on this part of the story, but I believe that Whiskey Thief Distilling also uses their sourcing power to help obtain the barrels used in brands like Good Times and Fern Creek. So Good Times, like I said, I don't think that there's anything going on with Whiskey Thief and Good Times anymore.
I think they stopped that, according to the girl. Right?
Yeah. Interesting, because then I looked somewhere else, like on a different website, and I saw something about Indiana. So, whatever. Let's see how this stuff is. Because, like I said, the proof is in the whiskey.
Yes, sir.
Or the pudding. The whiskey pudding.
Gulp, 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 gulp.
Goop, goop, goop. I'm coming home.
That's about right.
Just the tip. Here we go. All right. Smell, nose.
Oh, that burned the nostril right.
Yeah,
I think I took too big.
I think it was just that
too big
fresh
of a
crack,
yeah,
neck
too big of a
pour
sip.
kind of. I got to trim my mustache hairs or something because I feel like it's interrupting.
I'm
everything.
stuffy. I don't know. I can't tell. Whatever.
Little raisins.
Raisins?
I'm kind of getting that high rye kind of spice to it too. Yeah, let's give it a try.
Getting that. Cheers. Oh, that's good.
I almost put it up there. I put it like similarity wise to the Nashville Barrel. Actually, it's kind of similar. But it's boozier.
This one's boozier, 100%.
Yeah,
But there's flavor coming out.
I'm feeling more of that heat up here rather than down here.
Yeah.
I'm getting that rye spice for sure. Definitely getting that rye spice.
I like it.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's burning a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting more of that heat, a little bit more of that
Gonna cut it.
burn rate, as John would like to call it. Flavor-wise, though, it's good. And it's definitely high rye.
Can you explain that?
So John
whole
was
high
asking,
rye
yeah,
thing.
John had mentioned to me before about it being high rye. So you can have a rye, which is a certain percent of rye spice or rye grain, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
in your rye whiskey. Hence the name, it becomes a rye. Now, you can still have a bourbon that is 51% corn. It's still going to be classified as bourbon, but let's just say they put a little bit more rye than you typically would maybe in a bourbon.
Okay.
So maybe like, say if a typical bourbon might be like 10%, maybe they do like 35%.
Okay.
You know, so just to clarify.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's not a rye bourbon, but they use a little extra rye than normal.
It's not a rye whiskey, but yes, they use
whiskey.
they use a little bit more rye than you typically would in a bourbon. And which, if you're a rye guy, you might like something more of that.
Sure.
You might like say you're a rye guy and not a bourbon guy, and you want to maybe try a high rye bourbon. You might be like, okay, that's pretty good.
Understood.
But I often find that more people are into bourbon than they are into rye.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
Yeah, I was like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I find that like there's not like people. I hardly ever see people say I like ryes, not bourbon. It's usually the opposite. I like bourbons, not ryes,
Gotcha.
or both. They like both. Like us, we like both. So
What are your thoughts on this? So my issue that I'm having, which kind of sucks actually,
I'm gonna put the tater sticker in here.
is we just ate, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like what we ate is interfering with what I'm tasting, because I'm burping up the onion.
Oh.
The onion
Oh, you had
section.
some onions. It's not bothering me, but yeah.
Yeah. So
I had chicken cutlet.
when I taste this, I taste onion, and
Yeah.
then I burp and it's onion. Where I feel like I'm missing out on what this actually tastes like.
Should have
right
took those onions off.
now. I love the onions.
I know.
I'm an onion guy.
I know. So
be
basically,
done in
what
like
John is saying is count him out on this one because he's not going to be a great judge.
No, it's not even count me out. It's I think we've mentioned it before. Like sometimes a bourbon tastes like there's so many factors on what you're tasting.
Yeah.
What you ate before, what
Yeah.
you didn't eat before. We just opened it. This was
Yeah.
the first pour out of the whole bottle.
Yeah.
There's so many factors, and I'm not saying I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
You like it.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Is it one of my favorites that we've done lately?
Yeah.
No, but I don't think I can judge fairly because I think there's too many factors going on.
Yeah. Well,
Because I remember I mentioned I like the high proofs, man. I
Yeah.
like the high proofs, and I was all hyped, and now I'm like, oh man, I think that sandwich is sitting right here.
I'm going to add 3 drops. It's got nice legs, though. Let me tell you.
Thank you. There's not a hair on them.
It's got nice viscosity. It's It's good.
Nice legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yep. Which I like a nice viscosity. I like that, as I call it, hang time in there, that you can feel it. You get that flavor. It stays in your mouth. And you want it to stay in your mouth. You want it to just, because you're almost like experiencing all that flavor. I think this one might be good with a little water chaser at that, too.
He likes it in the mouth. He likes it to stay in the mouth.
Yes. Nice creamy in my mouth.
Yes, sir. Down
Very,
home. All right.
very good. Down home. Awesome stuff.
I was gonna ask you you said you don't remember the price. I was going to ask you if it was budget friendly. But
No, I don't remember it. And they tend to be, these group things, they tend to be a little bit
I was
more.
going to say, if you're getting it from a group, it's probably not budget friendly.
Yeah, sometimes they're really good on their prices. Sometimes I'm kind of like, really, dude? Like the one bottle, for instance, just give you an example. They were advertising a 120 proof store pick Knob Creek single barrel. And the guy was like, I mean, they have a ton of bottles, so, but he was selling for like $95-$100 each. Like I was at the store today, they had this. Granted, it was a different pick,
Right.
but it was 52. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of like, hey, you know, I understand you guys are going out of your way, you're doing these barrel picks and everything, but a $50, and it's probably more than a $50 market because they're paying costs for it. So
Right.
and but. So these are the same guys I get the good times with. But this is the one thing you have to keep in mind, though, when it comes to the good times stuff. It is a little pricier. John actually just recently got him with on one of them.
I'm going to get my first good times. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
But here's the thing to consider, though, when it comes to good times and stuff. It's not just bourbon whiskey. It's bourbon whiskey, then they take it, and then they put it in another barrel.
Cacao!
Then they take it, and then they put it in another barrel.
Yeah.
So there's a lot being done with one bourbon. So you have to put a price on that. I understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's more work involved, a lot more work involved to get a bottle that, you know, you can just whatever. And then sometimes they dip it in these fancy waxes and stuff. And
Put hot chicks on them.
yeah, it's always like some like 60s advertisement
Yeah,
or
like
something.
a pinup
like
girl.
Yeah, like a pinup girl, exactly. This one's an apricot weeder. It just looks so pretty. I never opened it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to open that either.
Yeah, it's just like
Like the drip, everything is perfect.
it's like perfect. It is, man. And this one I didn't even get from that group. This one I got from someone else who got it from that group. It was like an old pick.
Yeah, we did a chocolate honey we have coming our way.
Yes, chocolate honey. Yes, honey. Yes.
With
I mean,
Willy Wonka
John.
on it.
yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll put it on the show. But yeah, speaking of show, every time for the last whatever years, I'm talking years, I've gone to. John's a big Larry David fan.
Yes.
And he always gets the question, have you seen Seinfeld? Have you seen Seinfeld? You guys seen it on the show. We go to John, have you seen Seinfeld? Why have you not watched Seinfeld? And he's like, I don't know. I don't think I'll be into it or whatever, you know?
And Jerry Seinfeld always annoyed me. Like his voice just annoyed me.
Yeah. John just told me, and we were going to talk about something totally different, but John had just told me right before we started recording, he's like, dude, I started watching Seinfeld. You got to be kidding me. You just started watching Seinfeld?
In the last 2 weeks, I binged 6 seasons.
That's nuts.
I cannot go a day without watching it.
Yeah.
There's 2, right? I think it ends in season 8. I am not looking forward to it ending.
Yeah.
Because it is probably the most funniest show I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty funny. We always busted John's chops and said, you know, you're George Costanza all the way, you know.
Oh, my God. He is based off of Larry David's life, his character itself. He's Larry David.
Loosely, yes. Yeah.
And it's just, to me, it's so freaking funny, man. And I was telling Ken, I'm glad I started watching it now because when the show came out, I think it was like 1989. I was 12, turning 13 years old. I don't think I would have understood some of the innuendos that they do now.
Yeah.
And I think I can appreciate it more now. And it's just, oh, man.
I
love it.
So by us, I don't know, people on the other side of the country, for us it comes on at 11 p.m. every night on Channel 11.
Yeah,
11 on 11.
Yep.
And that's when I go to bed, that's what I'm watching every day. I have had to have watched some of these episodes 30 times or so, you know, and over and over and over. But I never get bored of it. It's always, every episode.
And it's great because it's like how that one season where they were coming up with their own show, and it's a show about nothing. And it's true. This freaking show is a show about nothing. But every episode has a theme. You know, the couch, the talker, the close, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The switch.
Yeah.
It's always the something. And it just makes sense. It doesn't even seem like it's real life. It's hysterical. It's just hysterical.
Can
And,
I suggest something to you?
Yeah.
Off topic,
Watch
but
it
on
naked?
topic, not off topic, on topic. Check out Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
So yeah, I was honestly. That's funny you say that because I joined on Facebook like Seinfeldisms they're called, and another
yeah.
one's called like the Seinfeld.
Well, look
fan
at
group.
you. You got farther than me now.
Yeah, so I joined those things, and then somebody said to start watching that
Yeah,
show because that's a Jerry Seinfeld
Yes.
show, and I will. That'll be next. Yeah.
It's another show that you would think, wait, it's fancy cars that he just randomly borrows from someone, and with celebrities, and they just go grab coffee and they're just chatting and they grab lunch.
It's got to be hysterical though.
It's interesting. You learn. It's a different way of viewing some of these celebrities. Like if you have, like, for instance, like Brian Regan's been on there, or I mean, he's had quite a few different Jim Gaffigan or whatever, and a lot of them are comics. Not all of them are comics, and he even had Barack Obama, I think, on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, at one point, and it's just a different way of viewing these celebrities because they're in a different element. I don't want to say in their element. They're in a different element. Almost in a way, he's getting them and to loosen up a little.
I was going to say, yeah, to make them feel comfortable.
Yes.
To just, yeah.
My only gripe, I love Seinfeld, the show. I'm not a big Jerry Seinfeld fan. I like the show. I think he's a little bit arrogant, and he comes across like that, and a little smug at times.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He's smug, but he'd be the first to admit he's smug.
Yeah.
He owns it.
Yeah, right. So respect for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I know, I'm an asshole. He'll say things like whatever. He's like, yeah, that's.
And then what I also don't remember is all that stuff that happened with Michael Richards with his
He went on a racist rant. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Because I started looking up, like, well, what are they doing now? And it's
Yeah.
like, this guy's almost like blacklisted because
And Julia Dreyfus.
she's done a lot of stuff since then.
She has, but then she had her cancer. She had issues with that.
She's I like her, man.
Yeah.
There's something about that show that just is like
Yeah.
she's hot but not hot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That hair, and they did the mannequin that looked just like her.
Yeah,
And then they took the clothes off. They're
yeah.
like, oh. It's like I saw you naked. And then the nipple episode, right?
Yeah.
Like even something as
And
stupid
George,
as that.
she took. You want to see it back there?
Yeah.
He took it and shoved his face in her breasticles. But
But there's a lot of stuff on there that you can't get away with now.
Yeah.
Like the boss's 15-year-old daughter. She comes in while they're trying to pitch the show, and she bends over, and
Denise Richards, yeah.
and she's got big breasts, and they see her down her shirt.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be 15 in that episode, and that's what they get in trouble for.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What? It was there." You know what I mean? You can't do that now.
Well, that's because Jerry did the.
Yeah. You can't get away with that now.
Yeah.
There was even an episode where they were talking about like gays, or the fact that Jerry never wanted
Not
to.
that there's anything wrong with
Not
that.
that, yes, everything was not that there was anything wrong with that. Or the Asian, right? When the lady's name was like
Last
Linda
name.
Chang or something, and he's like, "You're not Asian, you're not Chinese," and it's just it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's like good. I don't want to say clean humor, but it was just like good everyday. Let's just joke about this, joke about life,
Laugh at life.
joke about the little things, and it's funny.
And it's a show about the bad guys. Because they're all the bad guys. They're all, like, none of them are good people.
What do you mean?
They're always doing something scheming or plotting. Did you watch the episode where Jerry stole the bread from the old lady or whatever?
No, I don't think I saw that one.
The marble rye or something?
No.
Yeah.
I said I'm only in season 6. Maybe it was a little later.
Oh, all right.
I just found out Kramer's name. So
Cosmo.
I'm around there. Yeah,
Cosmo.
I'm around there. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're always doing things that, like, you're not really supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Like George took the book into the bathroom, the bookstore, and they flagged it because became a bathroom book, and they said he had to buy it. Did you watch that episode?
No, I don't think I've seen that either.
Yeah, all right. They're always doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just hysterical. Like, so Jerry's got a different girlfriend. Jerry must have banged 65 people over the course of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so funny. Every episode he's got a new girlfriend. George has always got girls. I don't know. I don't understand how. And Kramer's like a whore. You know? It's
Yeah.
just, and they even said it one day, like, but Kramer, you slept with so many women. He's like, well, yeah.
Did you see the episode? I don't remember because I just watch random episodes all the time. Do you see the episode with George says, "I'm going to start doing the opposite"?
Yes, absolutely. And then all the girls started liking him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hysterical.
He's like, "My name is George. I live with my parents and I'm unemployed."
Really? Yeah, absolutely.
That's how he got the job with the Yankees.
Yeah. And The Boy in the Bubble.
Oh.
That's hysterical, man. The Hamptons. That's the Hamptons episode. The Boy in the Bubble.
So that diner, they ended up at a diner, I think, on that episode.
Yeah.
And so that diner is the New Munson Diner or whatever. That is located right around the corner from my house at the lake.
Really? So they're not in the Hamptons then?
Well, technically, I think they could have been. I'm not sure. Well, no, because it was built. That show was filmed on the West Coast.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's not a New York-based
No.
show?
They make believe it's New York, but yeah.
For real?
I'm almost positive. Yeah, it's not even filmed there. It was never even filmed there. And but they use like settings, this and that. But then again, though, that maybe for that, now makes it. I know that the diner was shipped to.
The diner was shipped?
Yeah, to my area up in Liberty area,
That's
New
funny.
York. Yeah.
That's funny.
So like I went there, and I was with I went there with my son. And I'm like, what the hell's with all the Seinfeld things all over the place, you know? And I looked it up, and I was like, oh, I remember that episode.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
gotta go up there.
So maybe, I'm almost positive that wasn't filmed. I'm pretty sure it was filmed on the West Coast, but even Friends, I think that was filmed West Coast probably too.
So I've never seen that either. And I'm like kind of wondering, do I want to do that next?
Mm-hmm.
But I hear more mixed reviews about it. Like when I tell people I've never seen Seinfeld, they're like, what? When I tell people I've never seen Friends, some people are like, yeah, whatever, you're not missing anything.
It's a little bit more,
Sketchy.
I hate to say this because I'm going to sound sexist. It's a little bit more female friendly, I guess, with certain things maybe.
Okay.
But it's more like, it is silly humor.
Like more silly, yeah.
Silly, relatable though, a lot
Yeah.
of the humor. You'll love Chandler. You'll love Joey. You'll hate Ross. Ross is annoying.
See, I like David Schwimmer, so I would think Ross would be like my guy.
I couldn't stand. I don't like
Yeah.
him. No, I don't. He was annoying. I thought that Rachel was way too hot for him.
See, I would think that Joey would be the annoying one.
No,
Nobody could be that
'Cause he's a-
stupid.
He's a ditz. He's like, but he gets all the ladies. He's like,
Well,
yeah,
Of course he does.
yeah. And Chandler's just witty, and he just has like,
Rest in peace.
yeah, he had the little jokes in between and whatever.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
quick-witted, you know.
Right,
and
right.
I would say watch.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I would. I watched every episode of it. Yeah.
I tried giving The Office a shot.
I tried to.
Lasted halfway through the first season. I was like, you know what?
I may have lasted 2 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons.
I
Yeah.
couldn't get into it.
I didn't watch it when Steve Carell was off at all. I only watched episodes with Steve Carell. I didn't watch the new guy. What's his name?
I don't know.
I think it was what's his name from?
Oh yeah, that's right. I have no clue.
No, what was? Jeez, my mind is fried today.
Yeah.
The movie with Zach Galifianakis or whatever, and
Oh, wait, he was in the show already, wasn't he? From The Hangover.
yeah, Hangover. That's it.
The
The one that loses his tooth.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah.
he in the show already?
Yeah, he became the new lead, I think, in the show,
Oh, okay,
and Steve Carell came off.
gotcha.
If I'm getting that right, yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I
But I'm a big Curb Your Enthusiasm fan, right? So that show is now over.
Yeah.
They did the final season.
yeah, I need to
It
get
ended,
HBO and
and
watch it.
and it's funny because I know just from hearing it back in the day how Seinfeld ended and it was such a big disappointment.
Yeah,
And Curb Your Enthusiasm, they tried to mirror that,
yeah,
but they did it a different way,
Yeah.
close but different.
yeah.
And at the end, like Jerry Seinfeld's in the last couple episodes and stuff,
Yeah.
and he's like, that's how we should have ended it. You know what I mean? Like that way. And it's funny. And I was like, you know what? I have to watch it now.
Yeah.
Now I have to watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I finally did. So now I feel like I'm open to giving other things a shot.
Yeah.
So if anybody has suggestions, please.
I'll give you another suggestion: Parks and Recreation.
Okay. I've heard good things about that.
I
show.
love Parks and Rec.
Okay.
So a lot of people are either, I don't know why. I guess there's some similarities. Either The Office or Parks and Rec. I'm
Yeah.
Parks and Rec all the way.
Like I said, I wasn't into The Office, so maybe this
Yeah.
would be a better option
I
for
like,
me.
yeah, Parks and Rec is good. Ron Swanson's my bloody hero. Nick Offerman.
Okay.
Actually, I think
Isn't the girl in that?
shirt
Is
I
that
was
Amy Poehler? Is
yeah,
that
Amy Poehler. The shirt I was wearing on the last episode is from Nick Offerman has a wood shop, so I, just to feel cool, I bought a shirt
Okay.
from his wood shop or whatever, online or whatever. But I have my you can't see it here, guys, but I have my little Funko Ron Swanson up there.
That thing right there?
Yeah, yeah,
That's a character?
yeah.
That's the character?
from Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Ron Swanson drinking his coffee.
That's funny. Yeah, maybe I'll give that one before I go to Friends. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, Parks and Rec is good, man. I like it.
I'll try that.
I actually watched Freaks and Geeks at one point, man. That was good. It was only one season though.
Yeah.
That was you know who did that? Another brain fart. Who's the guy who made a 40-year-old version? The director. What's his name?
Yeah.
Why? My mind. Your mind. And people watching this right now, like, you idiots.
I know. Because we drink too much and we're losing brain cells.
Or knocked up. You can look. I'll look that up. It's easier to type than 40-year-old virgin. It was Judd Apatow. So that was he did like Freaks and Geeks and stuff like that. So Freaks and Geeks has those actors. It has Seth Rogen. It has a lot of the people he uses in his movies, like the one that penetrated the women in his films. What's his name?
The one show I don't think I can watch would be with Sheldon, not young Sheldon.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. I've seen like bits and pieces of that show as it went on, and that's not.
It's annoying. I mean, it's cool because the guy from Christmas Vacation is on it, but
he's in Roseanne too.
in
Roseanne.
But you know what I don't like about it is that he talks like this, and they all talk like this, and it's just annoying to me. It's just so annoying. I don't want to watch it.
I've seen glimpses of it, and I can't do it.
Yeah. And then they made the Young Sheldon, which apparently was pretty successful. But that
just ended now.
Yeah, that ended
in a controversial way.
Oh yeah.
Not a controversial, but I guess in Big Bang Theory they always talked about how the father died, and in Young Sheldon was on for so long, they made the father die to bring back, and it was just supposed to be like a really sad thing. So.
Well, I think they said that part of the reason too, he was reaching the age.
They had to stop the show.
Yeah,
the kid was getting too old.
Yeah.
And I think Jim Parsons came back for that show in the finale.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm like looking for stuff now. So I like to when I'm working, I work in an office, and I put my my earbuds in, and I watch as I'm working. It just I don't get because
hopefully your boss is not listening.
Oh, she's seen me. Like she'll sneak up on me, and I'll be like, "Oh, I got my earbud in." Oh shit!
You get nervous, huh? Don't worry about it. Just leave it.
You know what it is? There's like I'm in cubicles, right? And there's just so many people sometimes in there talking. You can't concentrate, so I just put something on.
Yeah.
And
it helps you zone out.
It helps me zone out.
Yeah. So you're actually, in hindsight, you're being more productive by listening to stuff.
I am. I really am.
I'll go to John. I'm like, oh, you need to watch this show, and he's like, all right, I'll watch it right now.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. Well, we won't go into it, but we'll just mention.
We'll talk about it briefly. Yeah.
But real quick, I want to go over this beer because this beer blew my mind.
Ooh, last time we got blown.
Yeah, I haven't been blown in so long, but this one, this one took the cake. Brix had their anniversary recently, and they came out with this beer called Brix 16 Degrees. It's Brix. Brix 16. So I thought Brick City Brewing was named after
Newark. Everyone probably thought that, but I think it's spelled differently. I think Brick City in Newark is BRICK.
I don't know.
Probably. I'm not sure.
They have a map of Kearney and Harrison and Newark inside their tap room, so I just
Yeah.
automatically thought.
Yeah.
But it's not. Brix is named after it says named as a nod to the starting gravity measurement of 16 bricks for this beer. Brick 16 is a 7% IPA. For anyone who's not sure of what Brix is, The degree Brix, the symbol's BX, is the sugar content of an aqueous solution, which would be like a water solvent.
Okay.
Using Brix or similar measurement Play-Doh, breweries can measure the amount of sugar in a beer before and after fermentation. Using these measurements helps us determine a beer's ABV. In some of the pictures, I don't want to talk about that, but so Brick City is named after like a
measurement.
friggin' measurement,
Yeah.
like the friggin' periodic table of like elements. That blew me away.
That's interesting.
And I had no clue, and it's one of my favorite spots, and they're surprising me all the time. They always have that Silk City year, when they come
Yeah.
out with their stouts.
Yeah.
I always thought that had to do with Silk
Silk
City
City
Distillery. And then they were like, no, we have nothing to do with each other. I'm like, what? And so, yeah, this is I already said it, 7% alcohol IPA.
Cool.
And
Looking forward to it.
my buddy Chris gave this to me.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Christopher. Appreciate you.
Oh, nice smell, man.
It smells like a good beer.
Yeah, hoppy. Smells very hoppy. Let's see how it tastes. Tastes good.
I like it.
Goes down. Nice.
I'm going to say there's probably no lactose in here. It doesn't taste like it.
No.
Nope. Citrus, Matuka, and Vic's Secret. Victoria's Secret. There's some panties in there. But good stuff by Brix.
Yeah, this is good.
They fooled me. You fooled me.
Yeah. I feel like I've been drinking like basic beers, like not basic, but things that are. I haven't done like hoppy or anything too hoppy recently, and
I haven't had an IPA
my
in
my
a
beer
while.
game has been pathetic. So recently, so
Well, we're all grown up now.
yeah, I know. Now it's just bourbon and stuff that goes down easy.
Well, that's another question. I mean, craft beer was huge, right? We were into it, and we're not phasing out. We still drink it, but we drink
Yeah.
less of it. Do you think that's going to happen with?
I don't know because maybe we've just reached our end drink now, and we're old people that sip on bourbon or scotch or whatever,
But you know how you say like the beers now they're all just starting to taste the same. And
Yeah.
What does that happen with the bourbon? I mean,
Well,
they're all going to start.
I mean,
to
there
taste the
is.
same.
I mean, obviously, there's always going to be similarities from bourbon to bourbon, but that's why we get some of these variables. Like we sometimes get something that is finished in like a Amberana barrel or something or whatever, or we drink a rye, or we drink a rye finished in an Amberana barrel, or like these Good Times ones that are finished in cacao barrels and curacao and all that stuff. It just makes it fun, interesting once in a while. A little change up. I mean, are you sick of water?
Yeah, I hate water. Sick of water.
Yeah. I guess only time will tell, John.
Yeah. Because I almost feel bad that I'm not into the beers as much anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I'm fading out because I love going to breweries.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting home, I've changed from opening up that to opening up that.
Yeah.
And
For me, it was strictly like, I mean, I like the taste of bourbon. I enjoy it and everything. But one of the big things was I was just getting way too bloated at night.
that's my issue.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
I couldn't deal with it anymore. I was waking up feeling horrible. I was losing sleep because of it. I'd wake up feeling all gassy and nasty. And I said, that's not going to work for me, I didn't have that issue 5 years ago. Now I do.
Yeah.
So,
Like, if you said to me, hey, I don't feel like doing a beer this episode,
which we have done a couple episodes without the beer. We're just sometimes we're just like, eh.
I'd be certainly fine with it.
Yeah.
Certainly fine. Certainly fine. I don't know if that's a thing. But.
I am certainly fine with it. But John had mentioned before, off the beer topic, but
Thanks, Brix.
thanks, Brix. Very good. Very good. That we were talking about shows and stuff like that. I had sent John a text a couple days ago. Check out the 8 Show, man. And it was the 8 Show. That's what it's called, right?
The 8 Show, yeah.
And basically the concept is it's kind of Squid Game like. It's a South Korean kind of show. And I've noticed Netflix has been doing a lot of foreign shows lately.
I've watched quite a few especially South Korean shows.
I like the South Korean ones.
So do I.
The
But you
ones that are
still
like,
read it, or do you dub it? I dub it.
No, I dub it.
Okay.
But then there's ones that are like Denmark or whatever. I don't like those ones as much. I
I
feel
haven't
like,
seen any. No.
or I don't know if it's Denmark or one of the Netherlands or one of those ones. I don't know. I don't like them. I do like the Korean ones. I like their. They can be a little gory at times, and they're a little bit out of the element. I feel like that these shows, the people who create them, really think outside the box and really get creative with how the concept and the story. And some of it's a little corny. I'm sure when you watch the first 10 minutes of it, you're like, "What is?"
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get into it, and then.
And they start it where it's not widescreen too. It's like and I was like, I hope this whole show is not like this.
I kept like switching my phone around. I was like, is this what am I doing wrong?
I know. It was a little. I was like, I hope this whole show is not like this because it's gonna annoy me. But then once he enters it, so just not to give anything away, basically it's
a newer show, so we don't want to give anything away.
Exactly. There's 8 people. They end up in this like I don't want to call it a hotel necessarily, but it's. They end up in this facility, and they pick a number 1 through 8 once they go in, and whoever picks 1 gets floor 1, whoever picks 2 gets floor 2. But the interesting thing about it is there's kind of like a ranking system with it, and whoever has 8 ends up having, whatever ranking, and whoever has 2 and 3 and 1 or whatever gets whatever ranking. So it's basically the longer they stay there in this facility, the more prize money they get in the end. But it gets a little twisted at times, and you get to see how maybe humans may react being put in a situation like that.
I'm trying to find. There was another one. Same thing. I believe it was Korean.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I like Squid Games too, and I liked I'm kind of into that stuff. It's pretty cool. It's entertaining. I can binge it easily.
I can't find it. It's about, was it the perfect body or the perfect... All these people that are fit, they have to go in and compete against each other to find out who the perfect sculpture, the perfect person is.
Yeah.
And it's really them competing against each other. It's not like a fake show.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. It's dubbed. It's South Korean. It's dubbed... There's like an MSC fighter, like firefighters, like all these people who are just soccer players, like just completely physical fit.
Yeah.
And it's such a good show. I think you would like that.
Sounds interesting.
Physical 100. Physical 100.
Okay.
There's 2 seasons. Physical 100. I just watched the second season. It came out.
And it's kind of like that style or whatever.
It's dubbed like with the Koreans and stuff, but it's them competing against each other to see who's like the best specimen, the best physical specimen. And you'd be surprised. Like sometimes the biggest dudes that are gigantic aren't really the best because, they're strong, but they don't have stamina. You know what I mean? So they're looking for like the best person.
But it's fictional. It's fiction now.
No. It's real. It's real. They're really fighting against each other.
Interesting.
And it's really cool.
Did you watch that Squid Games by
the game show?
Yeah,
I did. That was
cool. It was good.
They did almost exact like the other one.
Yeah.
And when they shot them, they would just like something blow up.
It was like a
pellet or something. Paintball.
They had it like it was something underneath their clothes that they all had strapped on them. And
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Check out Perfect 100. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I like these shows, man.
But I'm just to end things though. I'm happy that you got to check out Seinfeld. I didn't think the day would come.
Yeah, I didn't either. I almost wanted to be that guy that never saw it, so everybody can say what.
Well, it's interesting, John, and it's all fresh in your head. But Oak Flower, which we've had the beer on the show here, they did a Seinfeld trivia night. I think it was a couple days ago.
Oh,
yeah,
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I got a season and a half left, and then I'll be actually. You know what? I'm towards the end of the 6th season, so I got 2 seasons left, 7 and 8, and
cool.
Then, I'm going to be a Seinfeld expert.
I'm interested on what you're going to say as on the ending and stuff. And did it weird you out that the father changed after the first season? Jerry's father.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it was a different actor.
Different dude?
Yeah, totally different actor.
I didn't even notice.
And the guy that replaced the current or the one after that. Much better dad. Yeah, the first one was kind of like.
I love George's parents, Ben Stiller's
Yeah,
parents.
yeah,
Oh, man, they're funny.
Jerry Stiller. Yeah, and they're all dead now though.
They're all dead.
Yeah, they're all gone. Yeah, sad.
But yeah,
But that
good
was the
stuff.
show was from the '90s. So.
The only thing that annoys me about it is I understand he's like a comic in the show, and it starts with him and the comedy, kind of sets the show up, but you don't got to end with it.
Yeah, the bass line.
Yeah. Beginning of him on stage going over stuff, that's funny, but at
Yeah.
the end, I'm like, eh.
Yeah. Well, all right, Brix, awesome stuff. Congrats on that.
Yes. Thanks, Brix. Thanks, Chris, for hooking us up with
Thank you, Chris. Down home with the Neelys. I mean, down home.
that. The Neelys.
Down home whiskey. If you're a whiskey thief or whatever you are, I like this. Good stuff. The Brondo tater sticker there, the Thirst Mutilator. Thanks to that group for doing that as well. And Johnny,
Hey, it's still early. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's go to the brewery.
yeah, you want to?
Let's go.
I think we shall. Cheers.
Cheers to you, brother.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.